So, are you ready?
Yes, it is already recording.
What's your last name?
Tanya Tuttle.
Okay.
Tuttle.
So I'll just say some brief words. Tanya's here, and so am I, and so is Oswaldo here for the Phoenix Gathering in Ecuador. And I'm going to ask Tanya some questions about her work. We were talking earlier about the dualistic nature, feeling separate from others and from nature. How does your work with shamanism and plant medicine heal that separation? If you could just talk about that.
Well, the plant medicine from the Amazon, that's the plant medicine that we work, and I've been working for 14 years. It's been an amazing picture because this sacred plant, this sacred medicine, the ayahuasca, in a very humble way, shows you how we all connected, we are all one, and we are part of this matrix. And even you can see all the threads and all the connections that we have, threads of light, that we're connected, and that we are multidimensional beings, that we, just understanding three-dimensional worlds, maybe four-dimensional, but we are multidimensional, and that's what we learn through the ayahuasca. And the ayahuasca wants to teach us because he or she wants to plant the seeds in our DNA, in our brain, in our cells, in order for us to create knowledge and create, as we're talking here in Phoenix Gathering, a new paradigm where we all can transform into a multidimensional beings.
And you were talking earlier about some of the people you've worked with who've taken the ayahuasca and seen the transformations. Can you speak more about that, like how you see the inner transformations manifest in the outside world?
Yeah. Well, the transformations can be in a different ways or in multidimensional ways, depending of the purpose of and of the intention of the person. There are people who's been journeying and working with ayahuasca and really getting to high states of consciousness where, they are connected with the divinity, with the divine, with the earth, with everything. And then other dimension also could be people who are looking for healing and, transformation, that physical healing or emotional healing or psychology, the psycho healing kind of. And in that matter, we've seen, people heal from tumors or depression, people who's been rosa for years, they work maybe for 1 week or 10 days with us, and they've been really transformed and stopped taking that drug, that chemical drug. Also, as a physical healing, ayahuasca has been helping people who have been addicted to alcohol or drugs or tobacco, smoke. So with this medicine, we've been helping people to really go to a higher level in a way that they can honor the body and their cells in a different way, that they get rid of the addiction,
Do the people know what's necessarily wrong with them, or do they allow the plant medicine to just do its work?
Normally, the people who come is because they know, they hear, they read about, and they're really looking for healing or transformation. They are all people open. They're people who maybe they've been before in South America, and so they are really looking for that healing capacities, of the plant, of the ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a root, actually, and it's a root that by itself doesn't make anything. So you have to prepare, you have to cook and mix with other plants that will activate the magical, if you want to call that way, powers, the activators. So each shaman has their own recipe, if you want. They learn through the years. and they have different doses depending on what they want to heal or what the group needs, kind of. So there are different dimensions again in the same ayahuasca. And all depends on the person too, of the chemical setting of each person. Sometimes the same medicine will work in one way for the person, and the person sit next to it, totally different. And all depends what each person needs to work, or what the body needs to, or how the chemical structure is working with the ayahuasca.
Do you sense that more and more people are requesting assistance from you and other shamanic people because of the urgency that the planet and people are going through?
Yes, definitely. I think it's been an awakening. People are educating themselves about this amazing possibility that the Mother Earth gives us, this sacred medicine. People are learning that this is a way to knowledge, this is a way to healing, this is a way to transformation. And I've seen a lot of open hearts and transformed minds over the 14 years that we've been working with the sacred plants. Also, I would like to mention that I've seen, people who wanted to utilize or use the ayahuasca not in a positive way, or people who want to make a business of it, or people who want to include into a ecotourism thing and kind of don't honor the ritual, the setting, the diet, and the whole process and the whole preparation. So we are very careful with that, very strict, especially me, I'm very strict about that. It's not a business at all. It's a service and it's a transformation tool. And I would like to say that because I've seen over the years, people taking advantage of this wisdom or this technology of the rainforest.
Yeah, Julian Narby in his book talks a lot about that too, that you find a wrong person and you can really do danger to yourself.
Right.
I'm just curious, can you say more about the people who you said, that may now have like an open heart, higher consciousness? Do you see them manifesting that in some worldly way? I mean, like, have all of a sudden they changed careers, or have they started to do creative work around healing others, for example, or social action kinds of things?
Yes. Well, we've seen a lot, like people who's been, for instance, they've been healing themselves from childhood traumas or violence, and they've been kind of separated from themselves, separated from nature, separated from their families. And after working with this loving medicine, really they kind of start understanding their own history with a lot of compassion and love, and accepting and understanding in a bigger picture what happened to them, not just what that particular episode in their lives, but understanding the whole picture and taking perspective of everything, and then kind of helping them to move on in a transformative way in their own particular life, in the relationships with the family, with their kids, or with their environment. Also, I've seen, people who've been so sensitive and kind of motivated about these experiences that afterwards they create, group support for the rainforest. And, like we had this amazing group of what's called Alliance Exchange for a while. There were a group of people who were coming in the journeys, and they were helping, economical, sustainable projects in the rainforest to women. For instance, they create a communal bank that was working amazing. With that community bank that we start, the women start doing their arts and crafts. They have some tilapia, little pools, and they start to bring another economy, And then this thing grew up, that now some of them are exporting out cacao, cocoa beans, and kind of with that little experience of these some people who get motivated by 2 nights of working with this sacred plant. So in that way, I've seen inner transformation, but the desire to be part of the community and transform and get more involved in their own realities too.
Does it take once or twice or 3 times, or it just all depends on different people?
Depends. Some people, they do need 3 times. We recommend 3 over a week. And it's like a treatment, amazing. Some people, they don't. They just one time and it helps the knowledge. They have the transformation. And, I really think, and I've said that before in camera, that it would be amazing if everybody can work once in a lifetime with this medicine, because we will understand, the earth. We will connect with the consciousness of the plants, the trees, and the animals, and then we understand, very humble, that we are all the same and we are all together. That's no separation. And when we get that into our system, we never can hurt the earth again, or we never can live the way we lived before. It's impossible. Because you cannot lie to yourself. You cannot lie to your DNA. I mean, that show up, want it or not. That show up. So I think that's why it's so powerful. And the indigenous, they had, when we started this process in the early 90s, they told us that we are ready, that we're ready, and they're ready to share with the world. And that actually they believe that the ayahuasca chooses you. You don't choose the ayahuasca. The ayahuasca chooses you wherever you are, and then you show up to plant the seeds of the earth into your system, to transmit to the future generations, or to share with the community, because that goes through the energy, through your being, your presence in your town and your city. That goes and helps. Everybody will ask you, what happened to you? Why you look so good? what your eyes? That's what happened. They ask you, what happened? And so everybody wants to know why you are not aging the same like they are, for instance, or why you're so light, and why you're not afraid. I mean, you're not afraid because you're not.
One other question. So you take it also. So can you talk about the actual session? You take it, the person takes it, for how long, and what work do you do now that you are also taken plant medicine?
Personally, in this journey we work together with my husband, Ed, and we prepare sometimes our compadre from the rainforest, which is a 90-year-old shaman, and his wife. They send to us the medicine because they have amazing recipe, and we like to honor their tradition. They don't move from their place, they're old, but they really share with us and kind of connect. They believe that we are a bridge with other cultures. And then we start around 7:30 at night, and we sit in a circle, and we call the spirits, we smoke, we honor the smoke, the tobacco energy, because normally an ayahuasquero is a tabaquero, so we connect with the healthy side of tobacco, and then just drink. Maybe we will drink a little bit less, but everybody drink the medicine, and then after 30 minutes, 40 minutes, start sound, very profound sound where you can hear every single detail around nature. So amazing. Sometimes you think it's a motor going on, and it's when that motor is going to end,
and it's
just
nothing.
activating. It's like a circle of activation, like a spiral going. And then start, then sometimes you feel a little bit dizzy, you feel like your body is out of your, your being is out of the body, kind of. If you need to walk, maybe you're a little bit dizzy, but you never lose your consciousness, never. You're so clear who you are, and where you are, and what's going on, that that's what's amazing. And then the shaman will start singing the Icaros, which are songs that they come from the spirit, and that has the purpose to activate the ayahuasca and kind of maintain that energy over many hours.
And this is what your husband does?
As we do, And then the person will come and the person who wants a healing, we will start performing the healing ceremony, which sometimes if the ayahuasca is getting strong and the person is having a hard time with their own issues, so that helps, to move out, to connect or to release, depending what the person is working on. You kind of connect and you know exactly what's going on in this mind or in this body of the person. So that's kind of the shaman's journey between dimensions, journey between in and out, even sometimes going inside the body of the person to see where is the tumor, kind of, and healing, if it's that the purpose. Sometimes some people just sit and journey themselves and you don't even get close, and that's fine, depending on the level or the need of the person. Then, around 4 hours, normally we do 4 hours, everybody goes down and people go to the room and they keep journeying the room. What we prepare is like that. Some people could go all night until the next day, but it could be a little bit long, scary for some people, and and the purpose is to heal and understand and integrate afterwards. So we work like that, 4 hours. We're done.
Any final words? Any other stories or information that you'd want to let people know?
Well, I would like to, to say that it's very important to have an open mind and don't be judgmental with these amazing traditions or this amazing medicine or plants that the earth produce, over the years, especially here in South America with the arrival of the Spanish Christianity that qualified as evil everything the indigenous did, or they didn't recognize the indigenous as humans, so they never acknowledged all their instinct. And this sacred medicine is part of this medicine, is part of this wisdom, and in that sense, I encourage people to learn more before judge, to learn more before categorizing this amazing possibility into maybe drugs or things like that, because it's not like that. When you use as a medicinal tool into ceremony and with sacredness, that can help to transform lives, transform communities, and transform the world.
Great.
That's what I believe, and I've seen it.
Thank you, Tanya, very much.
Thank you for asking these questions. Yeah.